We all want to get better, right? To level up in our careers, our health, our lives. But let's be honest, so many of us feel stuck, like we've just hit a wall. I'm Donna, and in this explainer, we're going to get out the sledgehammer and ask the hard questions that are designed to help you break right through it.
You know that feeling, don't you? Like you're just spinning your wheels. You want to move forward so badly, but you have no idea which way to even turn. Well, today, that's what we're going to figure out.
See, here's the thing. Real growth doesn't come from some magic pill or a quick fix. Nope. It comes from some deep, honest-to-goodness self-examination. Think of this explainer as your personal toolkit for doing just that. So, let's dive into the first question, and it's a big one.
Okay, first things first. We have to talk about the single biggest thing holding people back, and that's our own comfort zone. It feels all warm and cozy in there, but trust me, it's the place where our potential goes to take a long nap. No, don't just brush this off. I want you to actually sit with that for a second. Take a breath. Are you really genuinely comfortable or just familiar? And this is the tricky part, isn't it? Comfort can feel amazing, but it can also be a total trap. We get so used to a situation, even a bad one, like a job that drains your soul or a routine that's going nowhere, that the idea of doing something different feels, well, terrifying. That familiarity, even when it's negative, becomes a crutch that stops you from walking towards something better. So, we see the trap. Now, how do we get out? Well, it really all boils down to how you handle the two most valuable things you have. Things you can never get back, your time and your money. And I want you to forget what you think you prioritize for a minute. Your calendar and your bank account, they don't lie. They tell the brutally honest story of what you actually value. And this right here, this is where the rubber meets the road for so many of us. You say you want to grow your career, but does your schedule show time blocked off for learning and networking, or does it show hours and hours of Netflix? You say you want to be financially secure, but does your bank statement show savings or a steady stream of little impulse buys that add up? Here's the bottom line. If you want to change your life, you have to change where your time and money are going. Period. But listen, trying to change all that external stuff is almost impossible if your internal world is a complete mess. So for a minute, let's turn our focus inward. Think of these three as your internal GPS. First up, are your emotions in the driver's seat? Are you reacting to things or are you responding with intention? Huge difference. Second, what actually gets you fired up? What lights that sparking you? That's a massive clue about where your energy should be going. And finally, what's that voice in your head saying all day? Because those thoughts, they're literally creating your reality. I absolutely love this quote because it puts the power right back in your hands. You can't always stop a feeling from showing up, but you can choose not to let it take over the whole ship. Feeling super frustrated after a tough day at work? That's totally valid. But choosing to snap at someone you love because of it? That's a choice. Real self-mastery is all about creating that little bit of space between the feeling and the action. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and look at the whole picture. It's time for a full, holistic health check on your life. Seriously, think about the people you spend your time with. Do they lift you up and charge your battery? Or do they leave you feeling drained? And when you think about your own health, are you looking at everything? You can have a six-pack and go to the gym every day, but if your relationships are a mess or you're constantly stressed about money, you aren't truly healthy. It's all connected. And let's be real, for a lot of us, the professional side of our health is the one that needs the most urgent care because it affects everything else. And speaking of career health, I want you to just look at this number. 75%. And this number should honestly scare you a little bit. That's right. 3 out of 4 times you apply for a job online, your resume gets kicked to the curb by a robot because of something as simple as a formatting mistake. You could be the absolute perfect person for the job, and you'll never even get a shot. It's infuriating. And that brings me to today's sponsor, Mobile CV AI, because this is a problem you can actually solve. If you're serious about your professional health, you have to get past those bots. Mobile CV AI is the fastest way to do it. You just upload pretty much any document, a PDF, your LinkedIn profile, whatever, and its AI instantly rebuilds it into a perfectly formatted, bot-beating CV in under a minute. It uses these world-class templates that are specifically designed to be read by hiring systems. You even get 3 free credits to start, and best of all, there are no sneaky monthly subscriptions. It's just a powerful, simple way to make sure a real human actually sees your resume.
All right, let's bring it home with our final and maybe most critical section. This is where the real transformation happens. It's all about radical, total accountability. Whew, this is probably the toughest question of them all, because it means you have to stop pointing fingers at your boss or the economy or anything else and turn that spotlight right back on yourself. If you say you want a career change, but then tell yourself you're too busy right before you spend the weekend binge watching a new show, you are the one standing in your way. And listen, this isn't about feeling guilty. It's about taking your power back. The moment you take responsibility for an obstacle, you also gain the power to do something about it.
So I'll leave you with this last question, and I really want you to think about it. Don't just click away. Pick one thing, one challenge that you know deep down you're responsible for, and decide right now what one tiny step you can take to start changing it. That's it. That's how this whole thing starts. That's how real growth actually happens.